I'm going to be making chicken thighs and some coconut rice. So right now I have, these are 4 chicken thighs, skin on, bones removed, that are marinating in a mixture of soy sauce, chili oil, garlic, ginger. I think that's it. And then I have another sauce I'm going to be building here later. For that you need, it's basically teriyaki sauce. So you're going to need brown sugar, soy sauce, sesame oil, red pepper flakes, and garlic. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this pan on decently high heat because we're going to sear the chicken thighs on it. So you want to make sure that pan gets like good and hot, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the chicken onto there, skin side down, and we're going to crisp that skin up. And then I'm going to flip it over and stick it straight into the oven. The oven's set at 400 degrees. It should be yelling at me here in just a second, playing its little ditty. And then I'm going to finish baking it in there. So I'm going to take some high temp oils, peanut oil. I think it's peanut oil, corn oil, canola oil, doesn't really matter, personal choice. Something that doesn't have too much flavor in it. Coat the pan nicely. And then we're gonna make a lot of sizzly noise. So now I'm going to flip these over. I'm going to put them meat side down. And they're just going straight into the oven. And they'll finish in there. Probably 20, 30 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to kick this little burner on with my little saucepan. And we'll get some around there. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna toast the coconuts and then the rice. And then we're gonna add the water and cook the rice. We do it that way to get a lot of that coconut flavor and that like nice toasted rice flavor in there. The internet too. All right. So now that this pan's warmed up, I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in it again. And spread it around and toss the coconut in there. You want it to get a nice little toasty looking color. All right, so you can see we're getting brown in here. It doesn't take long to do this. All right, we're gonna put that back on there, drip a little tiny bit more oil in there, and then we're gonna cook the rice like that, same way. So we're gonna cook that, stirring it for a little bit. You'll begin to see the rice turn kind of like a little, it's actually gonna turn kind of translucent first and brown just a little tiny bit. And it's gonna start smelling nice and nutty. So here you can see we're starting to get to that little translucent. We're gonna put the coconut back in, and now we're gonna pour in 2 cups of water. We're gonna let this come to a boil. After it comes to a boil, we're gonna drop it to like low heat. So we're boiling. Like I said, we're gonna turn the heat on to, I'm not gonna go quite low because low is essentially off on this thing. And we're gonna cover it. And we're gonna hope that the burner cools down and it doesn't just boil the fucking water off really quick. So the next thing we're gonna make is like a glaze. Right? So I have 2 cloves of garlic. It's just chopped up. I got about 1/4 cup of brown sugar, tablespoon of sesame oil, a couple of tablespoons of crushed red pepper flakes, and then about 1 cup of soy sauce. So just gonna take a fork and kind of whisk this together. What I'm actually going to do now is I'm gonna pull the chicken out for a minute. So in the same pan, I'm going to pour the sauce in here that I made. And we're gonna kind of let it braise a little bit. I'm gonna put it kind of on a little low heat because I want that sauce to reduce just a little bit. And if you want this to be thicker, you could add some cornstarch to it, cornstarch and water, like just a little bit, maybe like a teaspoon of cornstarch and a little bit of water, and then kind of, it's what it's called a slurry. And you can thicken this up real nice if you want. I don't mind it a little thin though. If it's this consistency, it's gonna soak down into the rice really nice. It'll be delicious. I would call this spicy teriyaki chicken and coconut rice. Sounds about right. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and Twitter and all the other social media places. Check out our merch store so you can get cool stuff like this and our t-shirts at tinysaucykitchen.com/shop. Also just go to tinysaucykitchen.com and look up all these recipes like this one. And that's it. Thanks. Have a good night.